I just want to say that we're ready to get into our final critique. We have a few new people in here now who just got here a little late because of obviously probably traffic, I'm sure, or work or whatever. You didn't lose too much. I'm going to start the final critique in about as soon as we're done with questions. Again, does anyone have any questions on equipment, rules, your own individual situation? Where do you go from here? Yes.
So, when you mark the ball,
yes.
Where do you, if you have your little ball marker, where do you
Always behind the golf ball.
In relationship to where you're putting to the hole.
Yeah. If the hole's right here, it's always behind the ball. If you see a person take their hand and move the ball and then put the coin down, either they don't know anything about golf or they're cheaters. One of the two. Okay? It's one of those two.
And so when you go to put your ball back down, you put it directly in front of.
That's always the same. Good question. Anything else before we start our critique?
Still, when the iron's compared to the driver, you always tilt your shoulder a little bit with the driver. You do that with the iron too, or
no, not as much.
Okay.
You know the three differences between irons. What I say, a driver and a 7-iron. Let's use those two clubs.
Right.
Ball position is more forward on a driver to the left heel
Right.
if you're a right-handed golfer. Left shoulder is higher than normal, which would put what percent of weight on your right? 60-40.
Right.
Okay, and you would stay there like this at a dress position. Okay, that's a good question. Very good. Anything else? Anything at all? Equipment? Where do you go from here?
One more question then. How about when you use your hybrid? Would you do the same?
That's a good question. That's a very good one. Hybrid is the most, to me, hybrid is the biggest mistake of ball position and distance from the ball of any club used. Why? It's because it's new. And a lot of people, when they look at a hybrid golf club, they look down at the head, and what's the first thing they stereotype? It's a wood.
Yeah.
So their brain says left heel and wood mentality, and they tend to reach a little and the ball too far forward. So what do you think that's going to create? Thin top, thin top. Okay? So again, treat it like, I'd say treat it like about a 6-iron, 5 or 6. Even if it's a 3 hybrid, treat it a little more that way, because again,
so
the
you
length
wouldn't
of,
raise your shoulder either then?
not as much, not as much. Yeah, I think that's more natural. I don't wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. If it's off a tee on a par 3, maybe a little bit. Other than that, yes. Any other questions at all? Any whatsoever? Okay, anyone who got here new, if you're going to use your irons as a critique, I want you guys first up here. If you're going to use a driver as your critique, you know, I want you last. But again, I think some of you pay attention when I say next, be ready to go. Especially people who aren't hitting, jump in line. There's no order here. So again, we got to punch this out quick, because every year I always wind up the next class gets hurt. So come up here, you might only swing 2 shots. You might swing 3 or 4 shots. But if you're doing well, I'll give you 1, 2, 3 bullet points. If you don't understand the bullet points I give you, please tell me. I think by now, in 6 weeks of education, I think all of you know what I mean when I say strong grip. Watch your grip tension. Ball position. Get the club more inside. Cock the club more. I think all of you by now, through all the times that I repeat myself, which everyone tells me I do, which is okay, hopefully you got some of this in your system, okay? But if you don't understand, please do not walk away tonight not understanding. And again, I always say this because I might not get the chance to talk to you at the end, or we probably will. But again, Michael and I are here, we teach a lot. I mean a lot, okay? I said earlier I gave 3 lessons to people who were in night school just today, okay, that took some lessons who couldn't be here. We do teach privately. I'm not trying to market it because I'm very busy and so is he. But if you want to do it, it's a great individual thing, and you'd be quite shocked in 1 or 2 lessons how much better you'll be just to be able to go play golf. I mean a lot. I mean really a lot. You'll see, well, you saw the improvement with not a lot of individual attention to yourselves here. Because again, I think I call this clinic more of a communicative clinic. I mean, some clinics you go to, all they do is stand here and go like this and walk around and say hit balls. That's all. I think those are horrible. I think we're taking money from you. I want to educate you. I want you to know what the toe of the club, the heel of the club is. I want you to know what fat and thin means. I want you to know what inside to outside means. How do you read greens? What are the secrets about short game? You know, those things I want you to know. It's not about babies. I see so many, we have some golf schools that come here, and I can't even watch them. I have to turn my head. I can't watch them. What do you think, Michael? It's like kids sit there and there's 5 teachers for 12 kids, and 3 or 4 of them are sitting there drinking water. They don't even say anything. You know, kids are topping it 19 times. So again, I don't want you to feel bad because you didn't get to hit enough golf balls. Okay, it's, you know, again, I think it's more about education, this clinic, these 6 weeks, than it is hitting balls. But any other questions at all? Okay, I'm going up to the top. I need to get some more balls.